try to make me feel embarrassed. There are types I've been in name, but they tell me I'm the one with problems. They're the ones who are insane. So for those who are but won't admit it, you shouldn't be like that, cause you could be 20% cooler and 10 seconds slower. Shout it out. I'm proud to be a Brony. Yeah, yeah. I'm proud to be a Brony.
Hello mares and gentle colts, my fellow bronies. Welcome to I'm Brony and I'm Proud. I've got Ruhisu out with me. G'day Ruhisu.
Hello everybody, how are you doing?
I'm well, and I'm sure our listeners are well as well. So Ruhisu, how did you become a brony?
That's a very long story. So a long time ago in the galaxy, far, far away, 1.5 years ago, I was just a hater. I see a friend of mine being interested in ponies and commented like, Grom, what the hell are you doing? It is a show for girls. You are watching colorful ponies. It's so pink, it's so girlish. Grom, what the hell are you doing? He had a plan that he kept spamming lots of things connected to the fandom and to the show. He was spamming PMVs, songs, art. He was trying to force me to watch a single episode. But no, okay, I was still hating it. But he was a brave one. He was tough. And he kept spamming all day long, day by day. Hey Ruhisu, watch it. This is great. You will love it. No, these are colorful ponies. No, I won't. But Ruhisu, it's good. Please give it a try. Okay, Grom, I do it just because I want you to stop. The first thing I saw, it was remix of Raise This Band, probably done by the Living Tombstone. I can't recall who was it, but frankly, I liked that piece. The song was very nice and decided to give it a try. I watched few episodes from season 1, but they still didn't convince me to watch the show. And the breaking point was the moment when the same guy, when Grom decided to show me the dress moth and the shed moth, and when I saw the memorable line, hey, 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 stay out of my shed, okay? I said, oh my god, this is so crazy, this is so odd, and if it came from the fandom, so I'm wondering what kind of a show if people who are watching it are making such stuff. But okay, I decided to watch an entire season, and surprise, I'm a brony. I just loved it. I have found so many positive elements in that show. Today, in times when TV is filled with silly and stupid cartoons, this one is that kind of a show that I remember from my childhood. Each episode has its own story. The show contains a great amount of great characters. The animation, it's so plain, but it's enjoyable to watch. The thing I love the most is that each episode ends up with some kind of a lesson. If I have a children, My Little Pony would be the show that I would love to watch with them because I would be sure that they can grab something from this cartoon rather than just a simple brainwashing like the most of the current cartoons does. And that's how I became a brony. I began searching for pony stuff myself. I began watching PMVs on my own, watching fan art because I love to draw. And someday it was 1st of April 2013, so it's a great date. My first drawing came up with an April Fool's. That's like a joke. I decided to draw some kind of a pony-sona of my first manga character, who is called Ruhisu Masaki. I called that one Millennium Star, but when I look now, it looks like some kind of giraffe mutation combined with dog. But okay, it was that first time when you sitting in front of your PC with a tablet and you do I draw a pony and people saw that one and said that I should try doing some more, and I kept doing more. I done some drawing for my first brony friends from Gdańsk in Poland. That's how I became a brony for real. When they received gift art from me, I made official fandom mascots, Princess Pomerania and Prince Baltic. It was the day when I've been accepted by the fandom, and I've discovered these people are so great, they are so cheerful, there is no hate. I've met many fandoms before. My first project was a manga one, but there are very many differences in manga fandoms because it is so divided. You meet shonen fans, and it's not easy to satisfy all needs. And that is what happened in the MLP fandom. This fandom is so warm that I feel like finally being accepted. I felt safe and happy. So thanks to my friend's spam, so thank you very much, Grom, for spamming with all that MLP stuff. I was able to meet wonderful people, and most of all, I was able to shine with the stuff I love to do. People noticed that I'm drawing and my drawing is being liked by others. That's what I always dreamed of, to finally share my art with the world. There are many things that I owe to the MLP fandom. That's the story. Thanks to my friends spamming and first meetups with Dice Bronies, I was able to finally accept my faith and say to myself that, yeah, I'm a Brony, and I'm proud of it.
Well said, my friend. So you were talking about acceptance, that you found this acceptance through the MLP fandom. Did you experience similar kind of acceptance when you were a hater?
When I was hating and making jokes about MLP fans, the best thing is that the most surprising thing was that they were not mad. They were not reacting by the same way. I was not hated because I am hating. Love and tolerance. It was the first time when I started to believe in that quote. Okay, you don't have to like it, I understand, but you don't have to hate it if you didn't have a chance to see it on your own. It was the first time when I felt embarrassed because I don't like to hate something when I didn't have a chance to see it or try it on my own, by myself. I met that acceptance even as a hater. This is that magic of this fandom.
Cool, because you've been drawing almost 10 years, probably more so. Did you feel that your skill as an illustrator was accepted early on, or do you find it's more accepted now by being a Brony?
I'm drawing since I was 6 years old. First drawings that I decided to publish when I was 11, so okay, it's 10 years, as I said. In a manga fandom, people are keeping more attention at the details like the anatomy of person I'm drawing. And you know, it's easy to be hated when you draw too short hands, too short legs, or too big breasts. Surprise, surprise. You may try to improve, but I felt it like you have to be very skilled to receive some really good words when you are drawing manga, but I decided not to throw that away. I'm always try to draw some manga, like from time to time I'm making pony humanizations like the Dazzlings or Sunset Shimmer, Applejack or Twilight Sparkle. Biggest improvement I've noticed when I became a Brony. My first pony like drawing, when I started doing them, when I looked them now, they were just awful. There were no proportions kept. These pictures were not looking as I wanted them to be, but the support I received from many Bronies, they said that I should keep drawing because they see a potential and someday I will make a good pony pictures. Okay, it was the first time when I really felt that I'm being supported by somebody, and I decided to keep it on, to keep it running. I've been drawing, and look at right now. It's only one and a half of year since I came to the fandom, and look at my drawings now. I see so massive improvement. I'm really thankful for these people who supported me. Like you said, there is a much bigger improvement noticed by me while being in the MLP fandom rather than I've been drawing in the past while not being in any fandom. So yeah, this support from the others, it's the thing that is like the fuel for the artist, and I'm not feeling like being forced by anybody to improve. This is magic when I'm improving and I know that I did it in a short amount of time.
Awesome stuff. And so it sounds like that within 1 or 1.5 years, it sounds like you've drawn much more than you've probably drawn in, the 9 years previous. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I'm not even counting these pictures, but while I was in the manga fandom, I've been drawing like maybe 4 drawings in a month, and right now I am able to draw 4 drawings in a week, so it is a big difference.
Outstanding. From what you said, it seems like the manga fandom, there seems to be a lot more restrictions put in place on what you can draw and what you can't draw, how you should draw something. But in the Brony fandom, it's like, you want to draw bronies? Cool, go for it. most often when people engage with you, it's highly encouraging and nurturing. As an artist, yes, that's quite rare. You face criticism, mostly negative.
If the criticism is well performed and if the criticism is constructive and it's pointing to you what kind of mistake have you done and how can you correct it, okay, I can accept such criticism. I like when people are criticizing my pictures because I'm not a god. I'm learning all the time. I'm learning on my own. I haven't ever been in an art school since I started drawing in my childhood. I'm using errors and corrections technique. And sometimes I do need this criticism. I like when somebody says, okay, you've messed that wing up and you messed it in this point, and you can correct it like adding such details, drawing it in a different way. And I see, oh my god, that person is right. And I know that progress is on right now because I see the mistake and I see how can I correct it. And what is said today in manga and even in MLP fandom, it's easier to hate a picture saying that this is done wrong without saying what exactly is being done wrong. And people think that they are sharing a criticism, and I'm always trying to explain to them that no, it's not a criticism, it's typical hate. Criticism is when you can guide an artist how he or she can improve and correct the mistakes. Even if somebody making a mistake, not receiving so much criticism and hate like in the manga fandom.
Very interesting. So, Ruhisu, we got the picture of you as a Brony. How did you get into drawing originally? What initially inspired you to go in that direction, artistically or just for the hell of it?
Frankly, I may say that I owe it to my father and my grandmother. It all started when I was born. We were living near train station in Bydgoszcz, and when I was about 6 years old, my dad was taking me to the train station to show me trains, and that's how my first passion in trains evolved in me. And I remember that someday he made a drawing, like a burnout drawing, on a big wooden spoon, and it was a simple electric train with all of the wagons. It was like, wow. My dad made me a train on a spoon, and he made it so easily. So I want to do it too. I began drawing trains. My first pictures were slightly technical, like cars, jets, ships, trains, and also my grandmother noticed that I love drawing. Before she retired, she was an art room designer, designing how to arrange a room. She was designing furniture and stuff, and she noticed that I love to draw. And I remember that every weekend, I was spending every weekend at my grandparents' house, and every Friday when I got to them, there was always a sheet of paper and colored markers waiting for me on the table. My grandma was always buying me fresh markers every weekend, and that's how was it. I spent every weekend on drawing. I was able to fill about 30 pages of paper with drawings each weekend, and it was so much fun. And nobody should ever kill that inner child in you. Everybody should still have a piece of that child inside. Thanks to not getting rid of that inner child, I was able to live with my talent, with my passion to drawing all these years, to improve, to draw more, to find new techniques. And thanks to my grandmother and my father, I'm the person you know right now.
I really like how you're talking about the inner child. And it is something that people forget because we were children at one point. And what I like about My Little Pony, it actually acts as a catalyst, as a reminder of that. The fact that your drawing has been highly nurtured, not just by the show, but by the community. You are now at a level where you used to be as a child. Like you were saying, you were doing 30 drawings in a single weekend. That speed comes back.
Of course, I don't want to sound like a philosopher because I'm not a philosopher. I'm just a Brony. Childhood is the most joyful part of our lives when you don't have to worry about anything, and very silly when people grow up, they decide to kill that inner child. If everybody be so responsible and serious, the modern world would be boring and gray. Keeping this inner child in you alive, it's a crucial part of everybody's soul, especially the soul of an artist. Childhood is a period filled with creativity, and without creativity, there is no art. Oh my god, I really do sound like a philosopher.
That's all right. I'm a philosopher 24/7. Just to touch on what you said about potentially living in a grey world, artists are the ones that add color to it.
Everybody can outcolor the world. Artists are those who are able to see the world in a brighter and more saturated colors. For example, I am able to find something beautiful in a factory at night because all those lights my imagination is working on, and I see a totally different thing than a factory. That's what is the best in creativity. You can find something beautiful in almost everything except war.
Artists, through creativity, like you're saying, there is a lot of beauty in the world. My Little Pony reminds us that there is so much beauty, and friendship, one of the big catalysts for it. The fact that it's helped so much with the development of creative people. Multiple media, multiple mediums is a tribute to itself, and I guess to the inner children that we, rediscover. So where do you see yourself now?
Right now, I reached that level when I can be really proud of my work. Well, it's not perfect. There are things that I need to practice, and I'm practicing them all the time. For instance, when people decide to request commission, this is some kind of an achievement when I see that people decide to choose me as their artist, that they decide to put their trust in me. One part of my dream has fulfilled. I keep dreaming all the time. Like I said, I always wanted to connect my futures with drawing. My biggest dream is to become professional illustrator for books, for cartoons, etc. One of my biggest friends from Canada, his alias is Wild Blue, like his OC's name. He says that I should try to contact DHX, which is making My Little Pony and other cartoons. I would really love to do so. I want to practice some more. I've noticed a big progress this year. In 2015, it will be another level up. Then I can think about doing something professionally. Today I feel fulfilled, but I don't want to feel like a king that, okay, I've reached some level and I don't have to do more. No, no, no. I want to do it as perfect as I can. I still want to practice, so that's why I'm taking requests from people, because many times these requests are original, quite challenging, and sometimes they are even quite silly, but hey, somebody wants me to draw something like he or she wants, and I will try to do it.
Aside from drawing, aside from illustrating, what are your other passions?
I just love to cook. I'm always preparing meals for my family, for my friends. I'm trying to find new recipes. Cooking can be compared to art because arranging how your meal would like, will it taste, what kind of senses will it awake, what kind of reactions. And I just love to eat. Cooking is fun. I like making people happy. For instance, when my parents go back from their work, they have a warm meal waiting for them. Or when my friends are having a party and I'm bringing my famous Ruhisu burgers to them, so they just are like kids getting a candy. Wow, Ruhisu made burgers. Ugh. Cooking is not only about burgers. I just adore Japanese. I love sushi. I just love the way the masters of Japanese kitchen can make something beautiful only from a fish, from rice, from different vegetables. Sushi does not only taste good when you are eating. You are not eating by your mouth and your senses on your tongue. You are also eating with your eyes. Sushi can look so beautiful. When I have a free time between drawing, I love to go to a grocery store, buy some ingredients and make something great. That's why I love Christmas so much. The only thing that limits you is your imagination. Go ahead, bronies, grab your dishes, grab your ingredients, go to the kitchen and start cooking.
Do you consider yourself more experimental in the kitchen, or do you go more by recipes?
Oh yes, I am very experimental. I love to try new tastes. I want them to be balanced. I won't mix peanut butter with popcorn and Tabasco sauce. No, 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 no. I want to explore how the tastes can combine and what senses can they awake together. It's something compared to the Ratatouille movie about that rat who found that he loves to cook. And I also do like mix different tastes. There was a moment when I've been making special meal for my mom because it was Mother's Day, and I decided to make something play and fancy in the same time. I made a pasta with fried tuna. It was something like not too much fried because it was still juicy and soft inside. And I served it with dried tomatoes and garlic with vegetables. And it all was boiled in a white wine. So taste was great. The alcohol gave so much great aroma, all mixed up with this tuna and the pasta. Got such a great taste that it is in Poland we call it flagowe danie. So in English it may sound like trademark meal for Mother's Day. But the funniest part of preparing that meal was when I was making it for the first time, I mixed up the proportions of the alcohol I should add. When I've been adding the wine on the frying pan, when it started to boil and it started to steam without drinking anything, I was so drunk while making this dish. Oh, it's so fun. Okay, but it tastes great. So yeah, I am very experimental.
Another word for trademark meal is signature dish as well. Not sure if this saying is Polish, but I remember I got Mama an apron, and on the apron it says, "I don't need a recipe, I'm Polish."
Oh, great one. Of course, I love working with kids. If I had to be a teacher, I would prefer to teach in a kindergarten or a primary school when I can teach children in a creative way. For instance, when I had a teaching practice in school, believe it or not, but I was teaching children for 3 weeks by drawing ponies. Yes, we had lessons about shapes, parts of human and animal body, since I discovered that I had a class of girls and they were all watching My Little Pony. And I decided to use that opportunity, and I've been teaching them by drawing different ponies in different styles, in different movements. Of course, with practicing English all the time, practicing grammar, pronunciation, etc. And I succeeded. My head teacher was amazed, and she said if only Polish modern educational program would be suited for people like me, it would be much more fun to teach.
If you had the opportunity to teach and use drawing, use art part of the process, would you take it, and why?
Of course, it's not only chance finally do the job I was trained for, to show children that creativity is very important part of our soul, to show creative thinking and creative work, and especially creative learning, and make school more entertaining to them. Because when I saw these girls absorbed by my lessons, they were paying so much attention to these drawings, because it was not only like showing picture of a pony on a interactive whiteboard. No, we were drawing this pony from the very start. Yes, we were drawing the legendary 3 circles. They are required to get the proportions. The girls were training their language skills by then. We were drawing line art. Girls were still discovering new words and new phrases. We were doing the coloring, and that's how it worked. The proof of my success was the moment when I decided to make a test, because I had to. I had to make 2 tests in each class, and the class where I used my English art class technique received better grades rather than the class that I've been teaching in a traditional way. So, like I said, creativity is part of our souls, and it is a way to convince children to combine their passions and creative way of thinking to the aspects of everyday life. Yes, if I had the chance to work as a teacher while using my method, I would take the job.
And if cooking was thrown into the mix as well, you'd take it.
In Japan, there are cooking classes, so okay, if I had the chance to teach about cooking, oh, it would be great.
So to teach both would be out of this world.
That's why I am responsible for making an art class in Gdańsk, and that's why I also want to start streaming on Episode Daily, because I love to teach how to draw, how to expand talent in everybody. Maybe I am not a teacher after all.
And it is probably easier to teach kids the values that comes with art, and also by using My Little Pony as a way of reaffirming those, makes the kids today still the same kids as they are the adults of tomorrow. Ruhisu, I want to thank you very much for being on the show. Really appreciate it.
I would like to thank you as well. It was such an honor for having me in your show. It was a big surprise because I was not thinking about myself like somebody who deserves such an honor, and you proved me that everything is possible. And I would like to thank you very much for the opportunity of being here. And if I have a chance to say a word to our fellow Brony listeners, don't ever leave your passions. Your passion and your talent is the thing what makes you one of a kind. If you love drawing, but you maybe lack of skills, don't throw it away, because many people tend to throw something away because they are bad at it. Don't compare yourself to others. Use others as an inspiration, because drawing is not a race. It's something you love, and if you love something, you have fun while doing it. Use your imagination, stay creative, and stay Brony. It's not my line, it's one of the lines of the Dusty Cat I love the most. Stay Bronies and stay creative.
Thanks again, my friend. Catch you later.
Bye bye.
Bye. This has been I'm Brony and I'm Proud. Lucky Knight speaking. Thanks for listening. Remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at IBAIPshow. Proud to be a Brony. Intro and outro by Black Griffin. My Little Pony, friendship is magic.
My little pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be. My little pony.